Welcome to pattern making class. I'm your college instructor, Annette Jolie, fashion designer and production pattern maker to the garment industry. Today we'll be working on high-waisted skirt. You're going to need your front and back quarter scale, skirt blocks cut out, your paper scissor. You'll need a writing implement, pencil or pen, clear plastic ruler, some clear tape, and some contrasting paper. Let's go ahead and start. This is going to be high-waisted, so you're also going to need a little bit of extra paper we're going to put up here at the top. Just like that. So grab some of your scraps. And I'm going to take my front. I'm going to add that piece on there. The same with my back. Now we can make it high-waisted by going up. This is your back with the longer darts. This is your front with the shorter darts. And then also, if you're not familiar with a skirt block, this is your hem. This is your side seam. This is your center front. And up here is your waist. And with your back, we've got our center back, our side seam, our hem, and up here's our waist with the darts. So when you're making a high-waisted skirt, you want to think about how far it's going to come up. This is your natural waistline. And the high-waisted skirt is going to come up and maybe go as far as up to under your bust mount, or maybe just up 2 or 3 inches. And being that this is quarter scale, if we're going up about a 1/4 inch, that's an inch. If we're going up a 1/2 inch, I'm at 2 inches. So I might go up 3/4 of an inch and make this go up, if it was, like I said, full scale, like 3 inches. So I'm going to mark up 3/4 of an inch on the front. And this is from this waistline going up. Waistline up. Waistline up. And these are short lines. Then here at the front, I'm going to draw a straight line coming up. And that's the start of my front waist. Okay, let's do the high waist here in the back. We're going to go up the same 3/4 of an inch. So from your waist, we'll go up 1, 2, 3/4. Mark some short lines. Great. Now let's go ahead and draw the center back line coming up straight. And that looks good. So now you can decide, do you want to have 1 dart or 2 darts coming up? And that's your choice as far as your design goes. You could, of course, eliminate 1 dart. And if we're going to eliminate 1 dart per front and back, it would be the dart closest to the side seam. So you may eliminate this dart closest to the side seam if you choose for your design. But then we need to do something with this space. This space here in the front, it's a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. So it'd be about, about 3/4 or so if it was full scale. So we can't put this full dart into here, but we can put a little bit. And go at about a 1/16 of an inch on both sides. Little teeny bit, just like a hair. Connect that back to the dart tip. Just coming out a little bit. And I've taken care of a little bit of the space, but the other amount, we can come in and bring that off the side seam. You can blend that with a hip curve or freehand, and you can bring that side seam in a little bit, and then that eliminates the fullness from this dart. So we've gone in on that side seam, and we've gone out on both sides of that dart leg. Then from where the new dart legs are, you can bring a line that is parallel with the front, perpendicular with that dart leg, straight up to that 3/4 of an inch. Bring that straight up. That looks good. Now, depending on your waist measurement, you can bring this line straight up, but I often find that if you bring this out about 1/2 of an inch, that works. I'm bringing this out a little bit less than 1/8. I went straight up, then out about 1/8. I'm going to take my hip curve here and finalize that top style line. Then we would have notches here and here. And from the tip, we would go back and we would have a drill hole. But we're going to have to do all that on a larger scale pattern. But at least put your notches up here at the waist. We've gone out right there. Now we're going to do the rest of these corrections to the back. But we can cut this out so this looks like a nice, smooth, neat pattern. And when we're working in full scale on some of the other videos, we would put seam allowance on this and hem allowance, drill holes, and a lot more markings. Okay, that's good for now. Let's go ahead and work on our back. So if we've eliminated this dart, this is your choice, you can go ahead and take that space and put a little on both sides and bring a little bit in. So here, this dart is about 5/16. So let's go out a 1/16 here, or a little bit more, out here, and then we'll bring some in, about 1/8 of an inch or more. So we've taken this space and we brought this dart out, and we're going to connect the dart legs back to the tip. You can't transfer that whole space of that dart we're getting rid of to this single dart, or it would be too drastic. That's why we're going to bring a little bit in on the waist, a full 1/8 of an inch. You can use your hip curve to blend down that side seam. We had brought that in. And here are these dart legs, we brought it out. And we brought it out. Now from those new dart legs, we're going to take this up straight to our waistband. Or excuse me, to the top of our waist. Now we may draw a straight line here at the side seam, parallel with the center back. And then you can go out 1/8 and connect it back to the waist. Now we're going to take our hip curve and we're going to blend the waist. This is the top of our high waist. That looks good. We have to add some notches here and here. And if this was a full scale pattern, we'd have a drill hole here and here and here. But it's really hard to see, so we'll sort of keep it a little bit more simple for the quarter scale. Let's go ahead and trim our waist. And our center back. And our side seam. And here, this is where you took that in. That side seam. Now we're going to place it on the paper with the front towards us and the back on the other side. But we're going to do one more cool thing to the back. But let's tape down this front so it doesn't fly somewhere else. Jump off your table. Or the cat play with it and take it away. Watch out with your patterns. Your pets can be a little bit pesky sometime and take away or play with your sewing or pattern making projects. They can sometimes be little pattern and sewing project thieves, as many of my students have told me. So I'm going to place the back over here at the same level, but I'm going to leave some room for something special here at the back. Okay. Let's also tape the back down. That looks great. I'm going to start labeling, and then we're going to do something fun to the back of our pattern. I'm going to draw my grain line, 1/4 of an inch away, add arrows going both directions, and this is going to be my front high waisted skirt. Draw a grain line here in the back, arrows going both directions, and this is our back high waisted skirt. Now this skirt it's an original length and width as it comes down to the bottom of this, but we can add a little something here in the back that gives us a little bit more room for walking, and that is a kick pleat. So let's go out from your center back, either 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to match the line to the hem. And I'm going to come up about 1.5 inches. So I have a little rectangle attached here, but you want to actually angle the top of that little kick pleat. So I'm going to make a diagonal line coming out. And this is now the kick pleat that I could have on both sides of the back of the skirt. Now, as I explained in one of my last videos, we're only looking at 1/4 of the front, quarter of the back. We need the other half of the back and the other half of the front. But this is how we manipulate and design our patterns. So we could take this a step further, and we could label this front high-waisted skirt, and this would be cut 1 on the fold, like if there was another piece of paper underneath. And in the back, we could go ahead and write cut 2, because we would cut 2 of this, and at our center back, we would have a seam. Also too, here at the center back, we would have a zipper. And in our center back, I'm going down here 1 3/4 inches, and I'm making a set of double notches about 1/8 of an inch apart. This would show me that this is the back, but this would also be a perfect place to put a zipper. So this pattern would of course need seam allowance and drill holes and more markings and stuff like this, but we're pretty much finished with this for today. So this is our 1/4 scale, and this is our high waisted skirt. Let's get your name on there for reference. And we are done with our 1/4 scale high-waisted skirt pattern. This is Annette Julie, and I look forward to watching my next video.